Hi, since I'm a new employee at the library where I work and am a new student in IUPUI's Library Science program, I chose to investigate the Archivist position for my career investigation report, which is also one of the 4 managerial positions at the very small public library where I work. But I also wanted to interview an archivist outside my employer so that I could get a broader perspective on the environment and the work environment of archivists in the local area. My hometown is Evansville, Indiana. The downtown is located on the riverfront, which is on the bend of the Ohio River in the southwest corner of the state. Louisville, Kentucky is actually further north than my hometown. Anyway, the population is around 120,000 people. We have 2 universities, the University of Southern Indiana and the University of Evansville. The first school, USI, has about 9,500 students, and it's a state school. The second school, University of Evansville, is a private liberal arts college with about 2,500 students. I interviewed Jennifer Green, who is the Archives and Reference Librarian at the University of Southern Indiana, and she's worked there for 8 years. As I talked with her, the thing that stood out for me was the level of collaboration between the various archival repositories in this area. With a smaller town, we have a smaller group of archivists, but they all know each other and they work together to archive the materials found in this region. Depending on the subject, Jennifer can connect with Dennis, the Historic Preservation Officer with the City of Evansville's Department of Metropolitan Development, Tom at the Evansville Science Museum, Patricia at Willard Library, which is essentially the Evansville History Repository, Shane at the University of Evansville, that does have 1 or 2 donated collections, but they're essentially university archive only, and they're closed to the public. Then she has Daniel at the Evansville-Vandenberg Public Library, EVPL, which is known for its Indiana History Room. And then there's Matt at the Wrights Home Museum. So a couple of years ago, one of her friends, as an example, was looking for a project to complete or propose for an LSTA grant, a Library Services and Technology grant that's awarded from the Indiana Library and Historical Board. And she called Jennifer to talk about a possibility. And Jennifer remembered that Shane at the University of Evansville had cartoons by a local writer for a local newspaper that after he passed away, his family had donated to the University of Evansville. And since this particular university's archives are closed to the public, and they have a very limited budget, the access to these cartoons would probably never happen for everyone else in Evansville, Indiana. So Jennifer thought that this would be a great project for this other organization to take on, so that they could get transcriptions and have a record of all these cartoons that were produced over so many years. And so now anyone can go to the EVPL website to find detailed transcriptions of all of these cartoons by Carl K. Connect. And I was so impressed to hear how well Jennifer spoke of her colleagues, and to know that they work so closely together to make available as much as possible about Evansville history for the public. Outside the city of Evansville, Jennifer also mentioned there are a few organizations where archivists can come together to collaborate on projects, share ideas, and discuss their successes and failures. The first one is the Southern Indiana Collection Connections Association, known as SICA. She said they didn't think about the acronym when they were picking out their name. But they offer hands-on training, especially for people working with artifacts and textiles, along with more traditional paper archives. Then there's the Society of Indiana Archivists, which meets twice a year in the spring for their training meeting and discussion based on a theme that they've determined from the fall meeting, where they have the business style meeting. So for this year, the spring meeting was all about the 200th anniversary for the state of Indiana. And then outside of just the state, there's the Midwest Archives Conference, which brings together archivists from 13 states in the Midwest Heartland. That includes Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska, North and South Dakota, Ohio, and Wisconsin. Although the members are in this Midwest Archives Conference are from many other states throughout the United States and many other nations. They're always welcoming new members. And the most exciting part of this investigation for me was learning how the archivists work together and learn from each other through the local and regional organizations, and they are continually training and getting new experiences by coming together. And they talk about what worked, what didn't work, what suggestions they have for each other about different ways of archiving the materials, and they just work really strongly together to come up with the best possible solutions for archiving regional materials. And if an archivist is offered something that they really can't use, say at USI, then they can recommend that the person contact Patricia at Willard or Matt Rao at the Wright's Home Museum, depending on where it best fits and where this donation might best benefit the region. And I just think it's so important to be a lifelong learner and to remain open to the possibilities that new materials might bring to any organization. And that's definitely what happens here in this area, in this particular job, with this group of people. And for me, that's what I really want and value most in a career in the library field. Thank you.